Hello and welcome to Gondor Calls for Ale. This is our YouTube channel, quite obviously, and I am Sam Gallagher.
And I am Ben Gallagher, and we are back into the woods of Ithilien with another exciting battle report.
Yes, today I will be playing The Black Gate Opens, The Might of Mordor.
And I shall be piloting the chosen son of Gondor, Boromir, Captain of the White Tower, leading forth the Reclamation of Osgiliath. We've reclaimed Osgiliath, and now we're reclaiming Ithilien.
And it is, of course, my job to stop Ithilien being reclaimed. We've ventured slightly further out from the Black Gate, a little northeast, perhaps? I'm not entirely sure. No, northwest?
Yeah.
Anyway, some directions and other dimensions as well. And we are going to be fighting in a game of Stake a Claim. This is a new scenario from the very excitingly recently released new match play guide. So we'll be back to go over the table, go over the armies, and talk about the scenario. But, Ben, before we do, it wouldn't be Gondor Calls for Ale smoothly getting them from the side without the ale.
Without the ale.
Cheers. Have a good game.
If you've been enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to our channel, or drop us a comment, which is really great to hear from you guys. If you're looking for additional Gondor Calls for Ale content, go ahead and check out our podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
If you want to go that extra mile and support us making these videos and the podcast, please check out our Patreon. There is a link in the description of this episode. It's what enables us to keep the camera rolling, keep the lights on, and produce these videos for you guys. There are a wide variety of tiers with some interesting and hopefully exciting rewards. No pressure, but it really helps us out.
And here is my army, led, of course, by Gondor's favourite son, Boromir, Captain of the White Tower, sporting the banner of Minas Tirith and a shield. In his warband, there are 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with sword and shield, 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with spear and shield, and 2 knights of Minas Tirith. Next, we have Faramir, Captain of Gondor, with a chance to prove his quality, leading 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield and 6 rangers of Gondor with spear. And last, we have Madril, Captain of Ithilien, leading 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield, 2 rangers of Gondor with spears, and 1 ranger of Gondor without a spear, because that is what I had painted. There it is, 700 points of the Reclamation of Osgiliath. For our special rules, we get to remember today, little brother. While Boromir and Faramir are within 3 inches of each other, they may spend each other's might, will, and fate points as if they were their own. This city was once a jewel of our kingdom. Friendly Gondor models game the Mountain Dweller special rule. And finally, for Gondor, once per game, at the start of any fight phase, Boromir can use this special rule as long as he is alive and on the battlefield. If he does, then friendly Gondor warrior models within 6 inches of Boromir gain a bonus of +1 to wound when making strikes until the end of the turn. This is treated as an active ability belonging to Boromir.
And here we have 700 points of the Black Gate Opens, of course led by the Super Troll Chief himself. In his warband there are 5 Morannon Orcs with shield, 5 Morannon Orcs with spear and shield, and 1 Morannon Orc with banner. And then in warband 2 we have a second Troll Chief. That's right, 2 trolls. And his warband, we have 5 Morannon Orcs with shield and 5 Morannon Orcs with spear and shield. And finally, in the third and final warband, we have the Mouth of Sauron. He is, of course, on an armored horse. In his warband, there are 3 Morannon Orcs with shield and 5 Morannon Orcs with spear and shield for exactly 700 points. Now we've got some special rules here in the Black Gate Opens. We have the greatest of the trolls, that's right, the Super Chief. The Mordor Troll Chief is your general, gains the Fearless special rule. Additionally, he gains an extra point of Might, Will, and Fate. And then we have the Hordes of Mordor. Friendly Morannon Orcs engaged in combat gain a +1 to wound when making strikes against an outnumbered opponent. And then we have the Temptation of Sauron. At the start of each move phase, before the declare heroic action step, you may choose a single enemy model on the battlefield. The chosen model must immediately take an intelligence test. If the test has failed, you may immediately move the chosen model for up to its move value following the usual restrictions for moving, including making them charge. If you wish, the chosen model may not move later in the turn, but may otherwise act as normal. So there we have it. The Black Gate opens, leaving the Black Gate ready to defend Ithilien.
And here we have our lovely Ithilien board where Sam and I will soon be doing battle. We are going to be playing Stake a Claim, a scenario that ends when one force has been reduced to 25% of its starting number. Our primary objective is establishing fortification points worth 4, 8 or 12 depending on how many you get. We're also looking to kill the enemy general, break the opposing army, and control objectives at the end of the game. You get 1 fortification point at the end of each turn if you've got more friendly models and enemy models next to one of these objectives. If you're the only player next to that objective, instead it's worth 2 fortification points, and they are tallied every turn. And there are 5 objectives to be fighting over. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 over here behind the rocks. And there we have it. We'll be back with some deployment shortly.
And we are back for a deployment roll! I rolled a mighty 2.
And I have rolled a 4. So I shall choose this side of the board, and I shall be deploying first. I didn't say it when I went through the scenario rules, but this game has a 12-inch deployment. We are going to start it off with Boromir. He seems like the kind who would lead from the front, and he is going to be coming down over here. And there is my first warband deployed.
And the Black Gate has opened. Is it closed? That's a question we'll find out later. So the Super Troll and his warband are going down first. And there is my first warband deployed.
With 1 brother on the board, I will be putting the second one down next, so here comes Faramir and his lads. And I realized I forgot to put down my knights with Boromir, so I'm going to put them down now. They go with his warband.
Ben has both brothers deployed, so I think it's only fair that we show like for like and deploy a second troll. And now both trolls are on the field.
And onwards onto my final warband, led by Madril. There's really only one place left in my deployment for him to go, and it is over here on my right-hand flank. All right, and that is my army completely deployed.
The mouth of Sauron will be the final warband I deploy. That probably sounded terrible on the audio, but that's how he talks, I'm sorry. So he's going to be sort of over here. And with that, the forces of Mordor are completely deployed. The second role of the game, a priority. Ooh, I have a 4 hidden behind this King of Men.
And I am on a 2. So, Sam, it is your choice. Who's going first?
I think you can go first. And am I going to tempt anyone by Mordor? I am, in fact, this warrior standing next to Boromir. Here's the wizard. Alessa. Shh, shh, shh.
All right, well, he went to school in Minas Tirith, Sam, and he is just smart enough to be okay.
Before we get into the movement phase proper, Ben, I have no heroic actions I wish to call. Is there anything you wish to call?
Yes, Sam, I am going to be burning some might right out of the gate. Madril is going to be calling a heroic march.
Ooh, well, with that, I think we'll have to have a heroic march from the mouth of Sauron.
And with heroics declared, it is on into the movement phase. Madril will start it off, and he will, of course, be calling at the double men, rocketing forwards 9 inches over towards this objective. Okay, Sam, that is the forces of good maneuvered. Over to you.
And into the movement of the bad guys, the best guys. We're going to start with the Mouth of Sauron, who is, of course, also calling at the double. He's going to ride to here. And with that, the forces of Mordor are moved. And that, with no shooting, because Ben moved full, is the end of the turn. So we will gather some defense points. Over here, we both were only able to get a single model, just because of how math and circles and all of that happens. You can't even see this objective, but that cancels out. Nobody scores anything here. I am holding this strategic tree, so I get 2 defense points for that.
And I am holding the strategic tree and rock, so I get 2 defense points for that.
So we're tied, 2-2. Priority for turn 2. A 3.
A 2, not the roll we wanted there, good guys.
And now, Ben, I have to decide who gets it. I'm going to give it to you. That's an easy decision.
Yep.
And now, Sauron will whisper in the ear of this knight of Minas Tirith, Alessa. I don't know what he says apart from Alessa, so.
It's like the only word you catch. All right, so this knight, does he have his earplugs in? He's good. He's good. We're going to pass 2 of those intelligence tests in a row, Sam. With no heroic actions declared this turn, it is on into movement for the forces of good. What am I doing, Sam? What am I doing? I don't know. How many orcs do you have over here? 6, 8 orcs. Very similar sized warbands. Okay, well, we're just going to push forwards and regret putting that one guy on the rock later. Okay, Sam, that is me all moved. Over to you.
Start with the easy stuff, which is, of course, just jamming up these objectives. Here come the trolls. Got some charges over on this flank. Let's get into it.
Brace for impact!
And that is my movement. And now we are into the combat phase, where the Mouth of Sauron is going to call a rather risky heroic combat.
Well, I have no might in the fight, Sam, so let's kick it off with the Mouth's heroic combat. He is fighting off against 1 Ranger of Gondor. He has rolled the big 6. There is nothing I can do about that.
So these will be his first 4 strikes. He is strength 4, your defense 4. He needs 4s.
He's also got a two-handed weapon, though.
Hand and a half.
Hand and a half, gotcha. Well, the Ranger is slain. First blood to the forces of Mordor.
And then the Mouth is going to go into these 2 other Rangers.
All right, we will save the Mouth of Sauron until last. We're going to start it off with this warrior fighting against these 2 orcs. Yes, all right, so we've got 1 warrior of Minas Tirith fighting against 2 Morannon orcs. He will shield.
And that was that for the combat phase. We're back to calculate our defense points, where this here is an exact tie with 8 each. This here is an exact tie with 9 each. We each are going to get 2 from our back objectives, and then Ben has it with Boromir's dominant 3. So Ben gets 3 for the turn, I get 2. And yet another priority. I've rolled a 4.
And I am on a 1, so once again, Sam, it is your choice. Who is going first?
I think this time the forces of Mordor will go first. And now is the time for Sauron. Sauron is going to whisper at this warrior of Minas Tirith.
All right, Sam. Will he be tempted? Yes. Yes, he will. Failing catastrophically on a 3.
With Sauron's very alluring, temptationless voice, this warrior of Minas Tirith is going to step in front of Boromir in an attempt to make him not be able to get into combat. I have priority. Do you have any heroic actions you wish to call?
I am going to start it off with a heroic move from Faramir, Captain of Gondor.
Yep, I will be calling a heroic move with my Troll Chief. With heroic actions declared, it is of course a roll-off, as the side of evil has priority. I will roll, and it will go to the good guys.
So we're going to start it off with Faramir, and he is of course going to be calling with me. He's going to be getting most of the warriors over here, and we are just going to go right in up the guts, Sam. That is the end of my heroic move.
Let's see what I can salvage from this unfortunate loss of a heroic move. The mouth is eyeballing himself of Boromir, Captain of the White Tower, and he is going to use 2 of his will. And he gets it on the 6.
Well, you've got 2 will left?
Yep.
And I can spend Faramir's will if he's next to me. So I'm going to blow all 3 of Boromir's will here. And not resist it. So I will also spend a point of might, Sam. So Boromir is now out of will and down to 5 might.
And that will be the mouth's movement over and the end of my movement phase.
These warriors of Minas Tirith are going to come attack this orc.
Okay, Ben. It is my priority. Do you have any heroic actions you wish to declare?
Oh boy, I sure do. We're going to kick it off with a heroic strike from Captain Faramir.
I am not going to do anything with that troll. Any other heroic actions?
I will also be calling a heroic strike with Boromir.
Yeah, Ben has so much more might from me than the start. I don't think it's worth calling a strike with the Super Troll. We'll see if I live to regret that. He will, guaranteed to live. Ben cannot kill the troll this turn, so we're playing it risky. So, going down the line of some combat. So, Ben, now is a time for Faramir, Captain of Gondor, to prove his quality. Let's see if it's the very finest.
Oh, here comes Faramir's strike. He has struck up to fight 8,
So
which is just enough to tie the troll.
And with that banner kicking around, this is not going to be good for our poor troll. Let's see if you can get the 6.
All right, here comes Captain Faramir. He has the 6.
I'm going to not trap myself when those guys make way.
Yeah. So Faramir looking for 6s here. 1 wound. Let's roll his spear support, who will not do anything, and spend our might recklessly, Sam. So we're going to do 2 wounds to the troll.
I will, of course, use his point of fate and pass.
Like a champion, jeez.
So 3 orcs into 2 warriors. Okay, the big fight, not really. We're going to do this 1 orc battling against 5 warriors of Minas Tirith. He is, of course, going to shield. He's a god of 4.
I am on a 6, Sam.
You sure got him.
We're going to roll this twice. We are looking for 6s. First round, we'll kill him.
And now, the actual big one, the favored son of Denethor, steward of Gondor, Boromir. Let's see that strike.
All right, here comes his heroic strike. He has rolled a 5, Sam, so he is up to fight 10.
Actually realize it doesn't matter because you tie me and then if you roll a 6 you win. So it's the same thing. All right, let's see it. Can Boromir get a 6?
He can indeed. He can get 2. You called it, Sam. And looking to wound the troll here, needing 5s. There are 2 wounds from Boromir.
Yeah, this all makes sense. The troll will use 2 points of fate and fail them both. This is all tracking. And on the other flank, then. And with those combats out of the way, that is the end of the turn where we will, or have, calculated our defense points. So, by 1, I get this one for 1 point. I still have my Mr. Potato Head, the most objective Guardy Orc ever, getting me 2 points. By 1, I have this point. And so that puts me at 4 points for the turn.
I obviously still have this one back here, guarded by my trusty ranger, not yet caught off his guard. And in the center, Boromir and his lads are holding the center objective. So I am scoring 3 points this turn, which puts Sam and I tied neck and neck at 8 fortification points each.
Here we go. Another priority. A 3 from the Forces of Evil.
A 2! The Forces of Good will not win a priority yet. Biding our time, Sam. Biding our time.
Okay, Ben, this is it. Sauron is... Who's he get? Well, I'm going to take priority. I should declare that first. The Forces of Evil are taking priority. Who am I going to tempt? It is tempting to tempt Boromir. I assume he's high intelligence, but it could be handy. It's also really tempting to tempt this guy.
Oh.
And then at least make you have to basically put a knight back. Sauron, after much discussion, is going to tempt this ranger. We're going to go for ultimate greed and try and pull Ben off an objective and score and also magic Boromir.
All right, well, Rangers of Gondor are more intelligent than Warriors of Minas Tirith, so he is looking for a 6 to pass this, and he will just pass it on the 6.
Okay. So, Ben, with evil once again taking priority, do you have any heroics you wish to call?
Well, Sam, I wouldn't be a Minas Tirith force with Boromir if I didn't have buckets of might, and I'm here to spend it, so I am calling a heroic move with Boromir.
I think it's time for the Super Troll to call a heroic move. As evil still has priority, we'll roll to see who it goes to. It goes to the good guy.
Well, we're going to start it off with Boromir, and he is going back into the troll. He is going to fail his courage test on a 5.
I think he passes it, doesn't he?
Am I courage 5?
Surely, if you're intelligence.
Intelligence. Courage 4, yes. Boromir will pass his courage test. All right, Sam, that is my heroic move.
With Ben's heroic move done, it's time for the heroic orcs to see what they can do. Okay, with the Mouth of Sauron, he's going to be charging these two. He's going to stop here. Well, he's going to stop partway. He's going to use his last 2 will, I think, to try and transfix Boromir. Though that does, yeah, last 2 will. He gets it on the 4. He does need a 4. And then he will finish his move to here.
Well, Sam, seeing as you're out of will, I don't need to save any for courage tests. I have faith in myself for courage tests. I'm going to blow all 3 of Faramir's will and resist but not get any of it back.
Okay, okay. And on the flank where we're outnumbering but struggling to win fights, we're going to do some moving. And with that, Ben, my movement phase is over.
Well, I have just my 2 knights left to move, and after a little deliberation, I'm going to be sending one of them over here. He's going to charge into these 2 orcs. We're not abandoning that objective yet, even though my guys are getting swarmed. And over here on the other flank, this knight is just going to ride up to make sure that he is within 3 inches of that objective, so he will be scoring it.
Evil retaining the priority, Ben. Do you have any heroic actions you wish to declare?
Yes, Sam, I am going to kick it off with another heroic strike from Boromir.
Well, this time I will counter, because if I don't, the troll will definitely die, with the Super Troll.
Additionally, Sam, we are going to spend another point of Boromir's might. We're going to take Boromir down to 2 might. Recklessly, Sam. I said we were here to spend might, and Faramir is going to be calling a heroic combat. This is a terrible idea, but I'm doing it anyway.
Well, with might all spent, Ben, time for a heroic combat from you.
Okay, here comes Faramir, Captain of Gondor. Looks like he is facing off against 3 orcs.
The orcs are on a 6.
Faramir is on a 5, but fear not.
Hold. I'll allow you to reroll that one, Ben. You could have rerolled either.
Gotta reroll the 3. There it is. And here comes Faramir's attacks. First attack into the... I guess that we just need 5 to kill them both. So we're going to roll them all together. We're going to spend another point of Boromir's might. We're down to 1 might on Boromir now. And I forgot to mention, Sam, but this turn I will be using my For Gondor special rule, which means that warriors within 6 inches of Boromir are getting +1 to wound. Should have spent it last turn, but we got to do it this turn, I think.
Okay, well, we're going to have some combat on this flank first. Do the Troll Chief against 2.
All right.
6.
On a 5.
We are just going to try and kill those warriors. 1 wound. And into the Mouth, who charge 3 attacks against your 3 attacks.
I'm on a 3 high.
I have a 6.
All right, well, it doesn't even matter that I have a banner.
And now, Ben, the ultimate showdown.
Of ultimate destiny.
Of ultimate destiny, indeed. Let's see the strikes. The troll goes to a 9.
Boromir goes to an 8.
Oh, boy. We're saying there's a chance. Troll gets the 6.
All right, well, I see Boromir's dice. Boromir also gets the 6, because a mighty man indeed. What are you doing to him, Sam?
I'm just going to
Just going to strike it.
Rend him.
I wasn't, yeah.
3 wounds on Boromir, son of Denethor, son of Ecthelion.
All right, Sam. Well, here comes 3 points of fate. Dearly wishing I'd left Faramir next to him now. He will pass 2 of them and take 1 wound.
Well, I'm feeling rather bucked up after that combat in the center, Ben. So we're going to get combat on the side. After the hard mathing and counting is done, we have established that, once again, by 1 noble orc, I have taken this objective for 1 point. Mr. Potato Head remains ruling supreme. The true general, directing his forces, has netted me another 2 defense points. And over here, I have it by several points for another 1. So I score a total of 4 this turn.
And Boromir, though, is still holding strong in the center of the board, scoring me 1 victory point over here. And, of course, my ranger, not yet caught off his guard, still holding strong, has got my back objective for 2. So I'm scoring a total of 3 this turn, which puts Sam into the lead with 12 fortification points.
And into priority for another turn. Whoa, Evil's rolled a 2.
Ah, the forces of good will take this one.
And Sauron will whisper, Solessa. We're going to attempt this ranger back here again.
Yes, yes you are. Passing.
With the good guys having priority, it is my turn to call a heroic move first, or a heroic action first, which, a little burying the lead there, is going to be a heroic move from the Troll Chief number 2.
Well, Sam, with only a single point of might left on Boromir, I am going to let you have that, so take it away.
Okay, no moves from Ben, so we're going to start with our Troll Chief here, who could go into Faramir, but I don't think he needs to yet, so we're going to obviously call with me, and he is going to see if he can get into 3. No, not quite. He's just going into 2 there. And that is my heroic move.
Well, with Sam's heroic move over, it is finally me with priority, and here come the Rangers. Over here, we're going to take it away with this warrior of Minas Tirith taking a courage chest to see if he can charge the mouth of Sauron. He will fail, so he will still be on the ground. His friend behind him, same thing, also failing. This prone marker goes with you. We've got 1 more spear guy. He's charging the mouth of Sauron as well. Why not? Got to stop the cavalry charge. He's not charging the mouth of Sauron. All right, everyone over there failed their courage test. That's easy. And that is that, Sam.
Well, the only models I really have left are Mr. Potato Head, the Orc Guardian, and the Mouth of Sauron. So the Mouth of Sauron is just going to charge, and he's going to do it like so, I think. Well, it is it is the good guy's priority. I have no heroic actions I wish to call. Anything from you, Ben?
No, Boromir is going to hang on to his last point of might for the next time he charges into that troll. All right, let's do the troll fighting 2 warriors. They're going to shield, I think. Doesn't
6.
matter. Both dead. All right, Boromir and a spear support fighting against an orc.
I'm going to fight. Why not? A 2.
A 5. You have a
got
banner?
Spear
Oh, I
support.
got a spear support. A 5. I saw it. All right, Boromir looking for 5s.
Ooh.
Warrior of Minas Tirith looking for 6s. No, not spending my might on that.
Makes sense to me.
All right, Troll Chieftain fighting against a guy on the ground. I'm shielding here. A 6. You have a banner. It's your last point of might.
I think I just let you have it.
Yeah, I get to stand up.
Yeah. I know, I was just like, I spend the might to then barge and go into Boromir, but it's probably not worth it. A brutal turn. We are back with our defense points where, once again, the forces of Mordor hold this point by 1. 1 model, so we get 1 point over here. Mr. Potato Head, the general, remains the superior objective holder and scores 2. I control this objective over here by having more, so for another 1. So I score 4 total this turn.
Well, unfortunately, Boromir and his friends have been worn down, and we are 6 bodies even in the center, so no one is scoring the center objective, which leaves me only my back objective scored for only 2 this time. So Sam, creeping ahead, 3 points ahead of me now.
And into priority for yet another turn.
A 1!
Mordor's back on the menu, boys, with a 6. I will be taking priority this turn, Ben. And before you declare any heroic actions, we're gonna. It's time for Boromir to be tempted. I think.
Boromir, you're gonna tempt Boromir. You're not doubling down and tempting my ranger again.
No.
He's too smart for
it's
you.
It's either that or Madril, but we're gonna tempt Madril. We're
tempting Madril. Madril is just gonna pass on a 6.
So good, worth it. Okay, Ben, with Madril being just smart enough, any heroic actions from you?
Well, Sam, given that he is smart enough, his time has finally come. Madril is going to call a heroic move.
Okay. I have no might over there, and you know what? I don't need it.
All right, kicking it off with Madril over here. He's going to go into those 2. Yes, we're coming for that objective now, Sam.
Starting on this flank, let's get to some moving. And with that, Ben, movement for the forces of evil is done. In what can only be described as the most awful thing possible, Ben's ranger is going to shoot Mr. Potato Head, the mighty orc.
That's right. We've got to get back in this game somehow, and sometimes you've got to take a literal long shot. So here we go. My ranger had to move to thread the needle between his friend and the gauntlet of the Mordor Troll Chieftain. So he's going to be hitting on a 4. He hits.
Oh boy.
Needing a 6 to kill the orc. Let's see it.
Oh, it was a 4. Little known fact, Miss Potato Head has 7 fate. With priority to the evil side, Ben, do you have any heroic actions you wish to call?
Well, I wanted to save it for when he charged, but Boromir, son of Denethor, Gondor's favorite son, is going to be calling a heroic strike.
Well, with that, the Mordor Troll Chief is also calling a heroic strike, but any other heroic actions from you?
No, Madril is not in a position to call a heroic combat yet.
Fair enough. Okay, with that, we'll move along into some combat. The main fight then, a strike-off between Boromir, son of Denethor, and a Mordor Troll Chieftain. I go to a 10.
I also go to 10.
So, see if you get that 6.
All right, Boromir. Let's bring it home for Gondor! On a 5.
I'm on a 5. I do have a banner. No. Banner of Minas Tirith proving to be rather useful.
All right, Boromir needing 6s to put some wounds on that troll. We're going for it, Sam. There is 1 wound.
The Mordor Troll Chief is down to 1 wound remaining. The calculations, we have established that I once again score 1 victory point for this.
Still 1 more orc over there than I need.
And now we have tipped the balance where I'm holding the center objective and the far right objective for me. And of course, Mr. Potato Head remains holding the back objective. So this turn I score 5, or I get 5 defense points.
And I score but a lowly 2.
Into priority this turn. Evil has rolled a 3.
Good is on a 5 and will be taking priority this turn, Sam.
Well, fair enough. But are they ready for We're going for Madril.
Going for Madril again. All right, Madril. Ooh, Madril is tempted.
He is
tempted.
Yes, Madril. Yes, it's very nice. You know, it's a little.
No, he's not. He's going to spend his last point of might, Sam. He's going to spend his last point of might to pass the intelligence test.
You rolled a 5.
I rolled a 5. It's intelligence 6.
Very well.
Yep.
Very well. Okay, Ben.
Hate to do it, but we got to.
We'll be back with your move.
Since you are out of might, Sam, you'll be not calling any heroics, so I shall take it away with the movement phase. We are going to kick it off with Boromir, and given that he is a hero of legend, I should say that I am broken at this point. Boromir will pass his first courage test to see if we are running away, and he will be taking a courage test to charge the Troll Chieftain. He is very brave. With the center of the battlefield all moved, I've got a very important courage test to take on this ranger back here. He is, of course, going to fail and run for the hills.
That's what we call the Potato Head Evil Stare, Ben.
Okay, so over here on Madril's flank, we have a courage test from Madril himself. He will pass on a 9. And he will come into combat with these 2 orcs over here, extending his standfast to his noble and trusty warriors. And in they go.
Just a little bit of movement for Evil. We're going to wrap around in such a way that I get my +1 to wound. And then the Mouth of Sauron. It doesn't actually have much he can do. So I guess we should play the game and do it right. And he will ride, mouth ride. All the might used up, we've got some combats.
And Faramir, Captain of Gondor, going down swinging.
6.
Oh, not swinging hard though.
4s.
Ooh.
2
wounds on Faramir. Faramir will spend his 2 points of fate and pass 1. Taking a wound. Okay, Sam, into the center of the board. We are going to kick it off with your banner bearer fighting against a friend fighting against my warrior of Minas Tirith. I'm going to fight
banner? You. My friend.
I am on a 3.
I'm also on a 3. I'll re-roll into a 6.
Rude. I will re-roll into a 4. Let's do this Troll Chieftain fighting against my noble spear-wielding Gondorian. He's going to shield.
All right. I rolled a 6, Ben.
All right. What are you doing?
I think I'm going
to hurl him at Boromir?
I think so.
All right.
Because it knocks him over and then you can't strike if you win.
Yep, yeah.
And it doesn't affect my troll.
It's true.
All right, so we're doing a hurl, Ben. We're hurling this warrior into Boromir captain of the White Tower.
Well, potentially.
No, it's happening. And I rolled difference in strength plus a d3.
Yep.
Enough. We're a difference of 4 in strength, so you're going 7 inches. I'm strength 7, you're strength 3.
You're strength 8, yeah. So, so it's total of 7 inches. All right, so now you take an intelligence test.
Oh, I do, Ben. And I fail! No, troll!
So the range is
7.
7 inches. You've got to pick a valid target within 7 inches. Well, this ranger wants to join his. Oh, he's outside of 7.
Faramir? Faramir?
No, it's going to be. It'll be sword guy who failed to kill the banner.
Okay, the 2 strength 6 hits on the Hurley. He's dead. And the Hurlet is also dead.
Splat.
Worth a try, I think.
Well, Sam, let us do the fight of the generals, the battle we've all been waiting for. Boromir against the troll. Let's see that whiff. Ooh,
5.
saying there's a chance.
Saying there is a chance.
There's the 6.
Oh, banner! 6!
No! All right, troll, what you got?
Rending, I think, here.
Yeah.
How about 2 wounds?
2 wounds is just enough, because Boromir has taken 1 already, and he is out of fate.
Ooh, that was a fight that I did not think the troll would get to. Or get through, even.
All right, Sam, the most important flank. The flank we've all been wondering, why on earth did they break up their armies? You should never split up your armies in Lord of the Rings. Here we are, battling it out for the last objective. Let's do this warrior of Minas Tirith fighting that Morannon orc.
He's on a 6, Ben.
I'm on a 4.
Turns out these dice have turned around, and I'm rolling all the 6s this time.
2, 1 on 1?
Yep. A 4.
A 5. Bring him down. And there's another one. 2 on 1. I'm going to shield. A 6. Ranger fighting 1.
A 2.
A 4. Let's see another one. Oh, I glimpsed it. And Madril, captain of Ithilien. This is his captainship, Sam. On a 4. Needing 5s here. No wounds from Madril. Ooh.
And with that, Ben, I think that is all the combats and also the game, as I believe I courted you there.
Yes, indeed you did. Quartered and then some.
So we will be back, calculate the final defense points, and then we'll get into some after-battle action. And here you can see the table at the end of the game. And if you look to the distance, to the west perhaps, you can see the piles of casualties, a few more on the Minas Tirith side. I have scored, or I score 1, accumulate, score, whatever. I hold this objective for 1 defense point. I hold this objective for 1 defense point. The Mouth of Sauron has ridden down the ranger that ran away and scores me 2. And Mr. Potato Head, the MVP, I think, by scoring 2 a turn for many turns, has scored me 2. So I get a total of 6 this turn.
Well, having lost everything else, Madril and his forces have won victorious, won through on their flank, and have scored me 1 fortification point over there. So 1 more for the forces of good on the final turn.
Which leaves the total fortification points, or defense points, I can't remember what they're actually called, as Ben has 16 and Sam has 27. So the Black Gate opens, remains, or it certainly has the most defenses in Ithilien. I guess we can talk about the final score. It ended up being a 12-1 for the Black Gate opens. I got 4 for objectives, 3 for killing Boromir, 3 for breaking Ben without being broken, and then 2 for having more objectives at the end of the game.
And I got but a single point for putting 2 wounds onto the Mordor, or 3 wounds onto the Mordor Troll Chieftain.
Almost
brung him low.
Almost brung low. You got him in the vulnerables. All right, we'll be back to discuss what we think of the scenario, what we thought of the matchup, and everything like that shortly. Whew, well, another battle report over, and what a game it was, Ben. So, as we said, what was the final score at the end of it?
So the final score was 12 victory points for the forces of evil and 1 victory point for the forces of good.
Yeah, so interesting, fun to try a new scenario.
Oh, it's so fun to try a new scenario.
Yeah.
First time either of us have played that scenario at all.
Yeah.
Super cool scenario. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
actually.
I did too, actually. I thought it was really cool. And we talked about it off camera during the game, but Faramir has a special rule that if he wins priority and gives it to his opponent, or warrior models within 3 of him become dominant too, which is actually, in a scenario like this, where it matters throughout the game, you might actually... It's sort of the only time it actually uses it.
You often don't want to be giving away priority.
No,
very often, especially in the situation I was in. Like if I was sitting there with a nice shield wall facing off against you, sure, I'd give away priority.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you want to keep that initiative and be trying to pin the terrible trolls in place.
Yeah, but with 6 might on Boromir, you feel a little bit more like you can give the move, you can give it away and then still call the move, which is then a funny thing because your opponent, if they're like, "Ooh, I have a priority," then has to maybe spend some of their resources. Blackgate opens, super cool. The Temptation of Sauron, or I guess it's Blackgate. I keep saying Blackgate opens. It is just the Blackgate now. The Temptation of Sauron only worked once, but was very funny. Kind of like many evil, like Terra and everything. It's going to just be so much better against another evil player, which is a little bit of a shame. We were saying it'd be really cool if the mouth had Fog of Disarray, which reduces intelligence or affects that. It just would make it sort of would go so nicely, and you might actually cast the spell in an army where you have a thing. But yeah, I think that was a really cool game. We talked about it. We decided to not, because we didn't have an easy way to distinguish them. We decided that Minas Tirith didn't have any veterans of Osgiliath. I actually really like them, and obviously in this matchup, the Hatred Mordor would be very good.
Would have been very strong. I rolled a lot of 5s to wound that would have come through.
Yeah. So, anything else? Anything else of note worth saying for this?
I think I maybe spent my might a little recklessly. Faramir probably shouldn't have called that heroic combat. But I was having fun just spending resources, and at the end of the day, that's what the game's about. I had a good time with my heroes. Probably should have. I don't know. Is the tactic to feed warriors to the trolls to try and slow them down while Boromir and Faramir get stuck in on the Morannons? Or I think probably you try to get both of them into one troll, really, but I didn't really invest much energy into that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is you go for trying to kill one of them, or you go for a couple turns of Boromir and Faramir. Boromir can fairly easily kill 2+ Morannons a turn.
Yeah.
And you just try and churn through some troops and then go into the troll. You also had a really bad for Gondor turn.
Yeah, well, I should have called it a turn earlier.
True.
I forgot about the rule. Should have called it a turn earlier. But yeah, I don't think I got any wounds with it.
No, I think you won one fight when it was around Boromir, and then it still didn't matter. So, lessons learned. It's hard. These we don't play these specific versions of these armies a super huge amount of time, but it does make this really fun because you get to try a bunch of stuff out.
Absolutely.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this. Another battle report, as we said in the books, and check back in a week and we should have another one for you.